Hey everybody, it's a new year and that means a new limited edition Stephen King release coming from PS Publishing in the UK. Their weekly newsletter comes out on Fridays, and so yesterday's edition contained some major news about their next release. So in this video, we're going to talk about the release, what we know, and I'm going to go to their website and kind of show you what to expect and how to plan ahead and get ready for the ordering process, because when the bell rings, when the thing goes live, it can be a mad dash. So stay tuned. All the details we know coming up in this Breaking SK News special edition. So like I said, the new PS Publishing release, the 2024 release, will be 11/22/63. It will have art by Francois Vaillancourt, who is very, very well known. He's come to prominence in the last several years since illustrating the Revival limited edition from Levidian, or at the time it was Letterpress Publications. His art is phenomenal. He's done all kinds of stuff since, and this is going to be another really, really high profile release for Francois. So that's super exciting. He's a great artist and a great guy and well worth supporting. So the book is going to come in at 750 pages, which is actually, I believe, shorter in page count than the first US trade edition, which is interesting. So one of the things about PS Publishing is that their books do tend to be kind of more squat. They're not oversized. In fact, by US trade standards, they might be considered undersized, and that this one has a lower page count than the US first trade probably means smaller print, smaller margins, but it's okay. I don't know if you're like me, you'd order this book. Chances are you would be admiring it for the object that it is, but not necessarily reading through it to actually experience the story of 11/22/63. So as an object of art, I'm sure it will be phenomenal. PS Publishing lavishes their books with artwork, and they have illustrated end papers, illustrated slipcase, dust jacket, which sometimes, not always, has different artwork than what's on the illustrated boards. I mean, they're just packed to the gills with artwork. So this should be a real showcase for Francois. Even at 750 pages and a slightly smaller trim size, it should still be really cool. So it's being released at 130 pounds, which is a little bit more expensive than last year's release of Different Seasons. 130 pounds equals $164.83 US. And that does not include postage. So from the UK, you should expect around $20, give or take, for postage. So when it's all said and done, this is going to be around $185 book all in to the US from the UK. If you're in the UK, obviously shipping will be less, or other parts of the world shipping may be more. So it's not cheap, but PS Publishing books, almost without exception, the Stephen King titles have gone up in value in the time since they were first released. So it is a good investment if you think about your books in terms of investment. $185 for a book is an investment, no matter how you slice it. So it's nice to know that it is a sound financial decision should you decide to purchase. They've said that full details or more details about the ordering window, the ordering process, will be released in next Friday's newsletter, which will come out at 2 p.m. in the UK, or about 9 a.m. East Coast time in the US, 8 a.m. Central, 7 Mountain, and 6 Pacific. So if you haven't signed up for their newsletter, I highly recommend that you do that right away so that you get all the details for next week. And I will show you on their website where you can go to sign up for the newsletter. Their website, by the way, is kind of important: pspublishing.co.uk. Again, I will show you that here in a minute, but it's worth noting. So the other important thing that I definitely wanted to talk about in this video is the ordering process itself. So A few years ago, they released a book, and it was just, this is the time that it's going to be available. Everyone just go here at this time. And of course, there was a huge crush of business and interest, and it caused the website to act really funky. PS Publishing is like a lot of small presses, and they have a perfectly workable website, but it is not designed to sustain huge amounts of traffic at once, which is one of the Achilles heels of these sort of high profile releases, is that it always causes technical glitches. One of the things that PS has done over the past couple of years to try and alleviate that issue is that they have 3 predetermined ordering windows throughout the day. So you could assume a third of the stock at one time, and then another third, and then another third. So people can jump on. If they miss out the first time, they can try again, then they can try again. And the ordering windows for 11/22/63 are going to be 4 p.m., 8 p.m., and midnight UK. And that translates in US time for US customers: East Coast, 11 a.m., 3 p.m., and 7 p.m., Central, 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6 p.m., Mountain, 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m., and Pacific, 8 a.m., noon, and 4 p.m. So you can plan ahead. If you're going to be at work, if you're going to be otherwise unavailable for one of the windows, plan ahead for the next window or whatever. It is really nice that they do it this way, because it really does help break up the absolute crush of traffic to their website all at the same time. I was talking about trim size earlier in this video, and so I thought I would do a comparison. So here is a standard run-of-the-mill US trade hardcover of a recent Stephen King book, about 9.5 inches tall. Yeah, pretty standard. Here is the last PS Publishing release, Different Seasons, and by comparison, it is a good inch or so shorter, and it's also not as wide. Oh, that looks like I'm messing that up. So about an inch shorter, maybe about half an inch less wide. In fact, the PS Publishing releases are almost exactly the same height, and they match the dimensions pretty closely of the original Stephen King Doubleday books, which are noticeably shorter than later reprints or modern first editions. So almost identical to that. And like I said, they pack all kinds of art, all kinds of value into the books themselves, but they are, unlike US limited editions, which tend to be at least the same size as a standard trade edition, if not bigger, taller, more oversized. PS are a little bit more squat. So anyway, I did want to illustrate kind of what I was talking about with that. But let's go to the website, and I'll be right back, and we'll take a look, and I'll show you where to go and what to do when the time comes. Okay, so here we are at www.pspublishing.co.uk. And the first thing on the website I want to point out that I want to recommend you do if you haven't already is to scroll down toward the bottom. Want to know what's going on at PS Towers? Sign up to our weekly newsletter. I highly recommend that you do that right away. Then the next thing to know, the next thing to remember, I believe it has been this way in the past. I don't know if it's still this way for sure, but in the past, the only way to create an account was to be a customer. So you had to order something through PS, you enter your information, you create an account at that time. So if you have placed an order with them before, you'll want to click here above the search bar in and log in to your account. Once you've logged into your account, you're that much farther along the path of actually checking out and purchasing 11/22/63 once it goes live on March 1st. But if you've never purchased from PS, then it just takes a few extra moments to create your account and go through the ordering process. But it's not a catastrophe. It's not the end of the world. If you are really concerned about missing out, you could place an order for something inexpensive from PS in the meantime. But I think even if you have to create your account on Friday, in the process of purchasing 11/22/63, you'll probably be okay. Please don't tar and feather me if I'm mistaken about that. So what you're going to want to do, so you've either logged into your account next Friday morning or afternoon or evening or whatever window you're choosing to pursue. You're going to log into your account, or you haven't, and I don't believe it's live, it's up and available yet. No, it doesn't look like it is. But at some point this upcoming week or on Friday itself, there will be an ordering page for 11/22/63. So you're going to want to keep coming back and kind of searching until you see that page. And on Friday it should be there, it should be ready to go. So you're going to say this is 11/22/63, and you're going to want to go in to the page for the item. You've logged in or not, and as you are nearing the opening bell, so to say, of each ordering window, you will keep refreshing the page every so often, and it'll go from out of stock to suddenly in stock or add to cart or something along those lines. And then you are good to go. Instead of saying sold out, it'll say something like add to cart, check out. You go up here to your cart, then you would go to checkout, and then you're off to the races. It's just like ordering from any other website. So that is my best recommendation for how to prepare yourself for ordering a limited edition Stephen King book from PS Publishing. I'm assuming, I don't remember if it was listed in the newsletter, but I would assume that the numbered edition, which will be available next Friday, will be 1,000 copies, not signed by Stephen King, may have a facsimile signature, but it will be signed by Francois, the artist. There will be a lettered edition of 26 copies or so that I'm sure has already sold out to longtime buyers and subscribers, like my friend Noah, who at some point in the future will receive his lettered edition of 11/22/63, which will be signed by Stephen King, and he'll get to do a video demonstrating, showing off that book when the time comes at some point in the future. But anyway, let me see. Let me check my notes again. Yep, I will put the ordering windows, the websites in the description for the video. I highly, highly recommend that you go to the PS Publishing website and you sign up for their newsletter ASAP if you have not done that yet. But yeah, I think that's all I've got. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your attention. Let me know if you're looking forward to this one. Let me know your general thoughts about releases from PS Publishing. I know some people love them, some people aren't quite as big of fans, but yeah, let me know. And because of my recent fast from purchasing books and in fact selling off a lot of books, this will be my first PS Publishing release in many years that I will be sitting this one out. And I feel mostly okay about that. But to all of you, I say good luck and may the odds be ever in your favor. Thanks. Bye.